Olha o 360, tão alto, não dá nem pra ver lá em cima. Por isso que não dá pra subir hoje nos Sky Lounge. Tem que esperar pra melhorar, senão vai pagar um dinheirão e não vai ver nada.
Astounding price. Those two iconic, well-located, gorgeous towers sold in 2011 for $33 million. You're not sure if that's a lot or a little. I'll tell you, they sold again 7 years later for a more realistic $255 million. The recession was bad. Chicago Trump International Hotel and Tower built in 2009. The building is the first on the tour with an example of what's called contextualism. So the building's design is inspired somehow by what's around it. It's the first roof right above us, that first setback on the 16th floor. That's actually the same height as the roof of the Wrigley buildings we just heard about. The second setback on the opposite side of the tower is the same height as the top of the narrow octagonal tower across the river. That one's from 1928. The final setback way above us right now is actually the same height as the top of the black boxy building coming up next on the right. But my favorite fact about this building is that it was used for the last scenes in the Batman movie known as The Dark Knight. If you saw that movie, you might remember it ended with the Joker and Batman fighting each other in a partially constructed high-rise. That was this building before it was done.
Quem não sabe, é o que o Gui tá
Folks want
falando.
more or less Batman facts on this tour? More? Okay. Actually, one more time we lost one side. I refuse to talk to them for the remainder of the
Esse prédio aqui é o mesmo. Esse redondo aqui.
Next on the right, another Dark Knight building. You probably don't remember it, but the corner closest to us is where Harvey Dent's corner office was, probably about 8 floors up in this black box building. The building itself looks pretty simple. It's actually an architectural masterpiece designed by one of the world's most famous architects in the mid-1900s. His name is Ludwig Mies van der Rohe. He was born in Germany, spent most of his life in Chicago. That's the style he pioneered that made him so famous. It's generally called modernism. And it follows his three-word ethos for architecture, which was pretty straightforward. It was simply less is more. It was meant to convey the idea that his buildings were stripped down, efficient, practical structures, and generally free decoration. There is some decoration on the outside of this building. It's not very decorative to most people. The only decoration are the thin I-beams that go up and down between the windows. Aren't they gorgeous? No. But this building is supposed to be practical, not pretty. This building, for example, is practical because there are only columns on the perimeter, so every floor is completely customizable as there are no interior load-bearing walls or columns. Final thing I'll say about Mies van der Rohe is that he taught architecture in Chicago for decades. Many of his students did buildings just like that one, too, in Boxy, except for one who designed some structures that are the exact opposite of that. Here on the right, I think this is a sign that this architect and his teacher was done by a guy named Bertrand Goldschmidt in the 1960s. They're two of the best multi-iconic towers in the city. They lived in Marina City for two reasons. There's a marina at the bottom, and they were built to be a city within a city. They were filled with amenities when they were built. That was because when they were built in the 60s, nobody else lived around here, so if you chose to live in these towers, they basically had to provide everything for you. They still have some of the original amenities. They've got the marina, of course, 13 floors of parking per building. Those have never changed. The building's on the restaurant space here used to be a lot of the other amenities, including a bank, a dry cleaners, a grocery store, a movie theater, a bowling alley, a health club, a swimming pool, a cocktail lounge, barbershop, a salon, and their own ice skating rink. The ice skating rink can do a lot of work in 2 years. What was here before it was a restaurant? It was a restaurant. Just for context, the Empire State Building was built almost 100 years ago in 1 year. And my only possible, maybe viable explanation is that it was used as a grocer. The building itself is two of the last remaining former warehouse buildings on the main branch. It's now office space. But if you want to get a good idea for what the river's architecture used to look like back when Chicago was a big industrial city, Jenga. This is the worst designed building I've ever seen in my entire life. Incredibly dangerous to look at it, take pictures of it, move in its direction. Do not point at it, sir. Like to sail obviously makes it more interesting. This red brick building on the right is the oldest building on the South Branch. It's from 1912, called the Great Lakes Building. Most eye-catching feature these days is this trendy restaurant called Meat Lake on the River, opened up about 6 years ago. I really just mentioned it because even though it's funny, good shot at it.
As pontes abrindo.
It appears two boat ships are supposed to be able to go underneath it without getting everyone on board wet. As I mentioned, it doesn't work. I've been drenched by this fountain, I think, 4 times. Not the worst thing in the world. The only problem is that the water from the fountain comes from the river, so if it touches you, you have to report to the